is very important kind of document when you are applying for the any kind of scholarship, ranging from the master's scholarship, PhD scholarship, or any exchange program, or any short-term project, or whether even for the job. This is the one of the important kind of document in which you have to display. You have to showcase that what talent you have got, what is your major motivation to seek the certain scholarship or certain job. So let's start. First of all, most of the time students ask us that why this university, why that scholarship awarding organization, they are asking us that we should write letter of intent. So my question to those students who ask that why they are asking for letter of intent, I ask them that why not? Why they should not ask you the letter of intent? Because the university want to know that why you are applying for that university, why you have decided to that you will go to that university, or why you will avail that scholarship, specific scholarship, and when you decided that this university is made for me, or I should be attending that university for that specific program, and how you finalize that this university is best. Why not any other country? For example, why not USA? Why not Canada? Why you have selected certain university in Turkey? So these things you have to clarify in your letter of intent, that why you are motivated for that program. Most of the time students say, sir, I am poor, I belong to rural area, there is no facility. This is not your motivation. Your motivation should be something different. I am going to tell you in my coming slides. And why? What is your career objective? Why you selected that program? That is the one thing, that why you are motivated, and what is your career objective related to that scholarship? This is you have to show, and this is you have to link when you are talking about that scholarship or university. And the second task, second thing which I am mostly asked from the student, that why, what is your potential to be part of that university? How you will means provide, how you will how that university will get benefit from you, and these things you have to clarify. And finally, your writing skills or your presentation skill, that how you describe yourself, that is important, because the people who are sitting thousands of miles away from you, how they will know that whether this guy is that much efficient, or that much active, or that much intelligent, so that he can fit into our means program or our university. So that's why they ask for the LOI. So now you can say, means, clearly you have made up your mind that this letter of intent is very important to know about these things which I have just told you. Now, the second part is that what is the content of your letter intent? What should be included? First of all, you should include your, we will go into details about this each point. But first, I want to tell you that your personal experience, that what you have been doing in the past, what is your achievement, what is your educational achievement, what means whether you have secured certain position, or whether you have done something different, what are your research interests, that how that research interest matches with that university's objectives or goals of that university, and what is your goal for the future, what you want to do in the future, what is your plan, what is your goal, what is your passion, and why that institute specifically, why that university, or why that scholarship awarding agency, why not some other agency, and then brief conclusion. This is the content of your letter of intent, effective letter of intent. That should be these should be the components. This doesn't mean that these should be the headings of your letter of intent. These should be the parts of the paragraphs. So this is, first of all, I want to tell you about the personal experiences, how you will write out your personal experiences. That first of all, why you got inspired from your academic objectives, how you got inspiration. Most of the time, like any, when you watch certain drama, you watch certain movie, or any character or any person, you meet some person in your life, or you read in some story, or you go through certain book, or you just look at certain thing, or any material, animal even, for achieving the ultimate dream. What was that? You have to clarify that what was your major inspiration to apply for that scholarship. For example, one of my students, he was applying for certain scholarship, and he wrote that he was writing a letter of intent and asked me that what should be writing something. I told him that what is your most favorite movie? He said Dangal is his favorite movie. I said what is the reason? He told me that the person who's living far in the village and he's just inspiring that the girls can do something. So I feel that everybody can do something, whether he's belonging to certain rural areas or what. So that was his motivation. So I suggested him that inspire from that, that how you got inspired. So then he started his kind of inspiration from that movie. So you can also pick up any kind of subject or anything you learned in the past that can be inspired. And then you have to write down that how you inspired. First of all, your inspirational character, and then how you inspired, how it becomes turning point of your life. That from that stage, after watching that movie or reading that book, you thought that, oh, this thing is for me. I can do this, or I can have this kind of goal in my life. How that twisted or shifted or changed your career, life, target, goal, purpose, or passion. How it changed. So this is your first paragraph in which you will write your personal experiences, that why you got inspired. So, and the second part will be the recent experience or your education, that what you are doing these days are the moments few months back or few years back, that how you, what you were doing over there and what were your specialty and what activities you did over there, what is your personal achievement, or whether you secured any position, whether you did something for the community service, like the seminar I'm giving today. This is kind of one of volunteer activities I can write down in my CV. Actually. So that is also important that you should share your experience and your volunteer activity, your community services, the things which you do for the society. They are always helpful to achieve certain scholarship. That is very important. And then you have to match the interest, your interest with the subject or scholarship. This is some kind of tricky thing, that how you match your interest with the subject or scholarship. You see, if you have got any interest like in photography or like reading books, then you can take the inspiration from them. And if you are applying for certain job or certain area where tourism or something like that, they are the considered as a major thing, then you can you can mix these things together. That your inspiration of photography or your passion of photography can be helpful, and I can do this ॿाहिरि मुल्कनि में छा आहे जो तव्हांखे ज़रूरी न आहे त रुॻो तव्हां होशियारु हुजो त तव्हांखे स्कॉलरशिप मिले समटाइम्स जेके एक्टिव स्टूडेंट हूंदा आहिनि दोज़ आर प्रिफर्ड वाई दे आर प्रिफर्ड because the country or the agency which are giving you the scholarship, they're not only looking for the intelligent student, they are looking for the active students. And the major kind of उन्हनि जी जेका मेजर जेको पर्पज़ हूंदो आहे स्कॉलरशिप ॾियण जो उहो हूंदो आहे त ॿाहिरि मुल्कनि मां या पाकिस्तान मां के शागिर्द असां अचनि दे शुड बी मीन्स सच एक्टिव दैट आवर स्टूडेंट आल्सो लर्न फ्रॉम देम एंड दे आल्सो बिकम एक्टिव सो असल पर्पज़ उन्हनि जो हूंदो तव्हांजो हूंदो आहे टीचिंग व्हेन यू गेट स्कॉलरशिप यू टीच अदर गाइस यू टीच अदर स्टूडेंट यू टीच अदर फेलोज so that's why you have to match your interest with that subject and scholarship so that they know that this guy is very active. And examples of skill development for this program are future career, that how your skills can be transferred over there, how you can means shift your knowledge or transfer your knowledge, skills and your characteristics. Like if somebody, आप तव्हांखे हिकिड़ो मिसाल ॾींदुसि तुर्की में हुअसि त हुते हमारा हिकिड़ो हो उनखे सिर्फ़ु डांस ईंदी आहे ऐं ॿियो दोस्त हूंदो उनखे सिर्फ़ु बैडमिंटन खेॾणु हूंदी त जेको बैडमिंटन वारो हो उहो हमारा पंहिंजे ख़र्च ते हुते दाख़िला वरिती ऐं पोइ जीअं उन्हनि खे ख़बर पई त ही इज़ एक्टिव एंड इज़ गुड एट प्लेइंग बैडमिंटन देन दे असाइंड हिम द job of coach, बैडमिंटन coach. And there he was getting a scholarship of rupees 100,000, more than 100,000 per month because of his skills, because he was a good player of badminton and he was good coach. So thing is that whatever skills you have, they can be beneficial for you in some many better kind of place. Number three is the research interest. Research interest is the kind of thing which you will show that I have got this interest. And this doesn't mean that your research interests are the final, because when you will meet your professor or when you will meet some teachers in that university where you will get a scholarship, then you can discuss and change your research or change your topic. And you should not be worried about that this topic is final. Now I have to do PhD or masters on this topic exactly. So that's not necessary. You should not be worried at this stage. So whenever you will meet that professor, then again you can change. But at least you have to write down your research interest so that they should know that this guy, well, what is this guy's inclination. And then the goals for the future. You see, most of the people, most of the time, नंढे हूंदे खां असां खां माइट पुछंदा आहिनि त तव्हां फ्यूचर में छा थींदो, डॉक्टर थींदो, इंजीनियर थींदो. So this is similar kind of question or similar kind of task which you have to give in your letter of intent. त तव्हां फ्यूचर में छा था थियणु चाहियो, उन जो मक़सदु इहो न आहे उन में लिखिते फ्यूचर में इंजीनियर थींदो, डॉक्टर थींदो, उन में तव्हांखे पंहिंजो पैशन शो करिणो आहे. तो तव्हांखे हुन में मेंशन करिणो आहे त तव्हांजो कैरियर छा आहे, ऑब्जेक्टिव छा आहे, गोल छा आहे, and what you want to achieve by getting this scholarship. You have to explain in your own words that what you want to achieve. And then the majority of the university, they ask that why our university. When I was applying for a visa to the United States, and they asked me that why I am going to USA. I said because of my research field or interest like that. Then said why I am going for that city specifically, why that Washington DC. And then when I told them about the why I am going there, then asked me why that campus, why that research paper. So if you all of these questions will be in the mind of the people who are evaluating your letter of intent. So you have to clarify that why you are going to that university, whether your such courses you are interested in, whether some of the professors are there whom you are interested in, their educational values or their educational fields, their research interests, their funding, means anything related to that university. Whether it is Stanford, Kaidewan University, or Harvard University, everybody will ask you that why you are going in this program. And then finally, you have to conclude the whole story. You have to summarize this. You have to means create a link between the past, in the past, what you are doing in the past, what are you doing these days, and what you are going to do in the future. So you have to re-emphasize that how this program will help you to achieve your goals, whether you want to do certain job, whether you do want to do your PhD or anything, you have to conclude this whole thing. So besides this, you have to also add you people should not worry. I will share this presentation to Mr. Shafqat Hussain and you can transfer into your WhatsApp group or somewhere. So you can later on also check this presentation. So you have to also add that what is your ability to work in a team. This is very important because whenever you will get some scholarship and study somewhere, you have to work in a team because their objectives, because their projects, all the things they will be required by which you will be required to work in a team. You have to collaborate with the others. So इन आहे तमामु घणो होशियारु हुजे ऐं चवे तव्हां सभु कमु पाण कंदसि, they don't need people like that. जेके रुॻो चवंदा हुआ सभु कुझु आऊं आहियां, सभु कुझु आऊं कंदसि ऐं सभु कुझु आऊं कंदो आहियां, करे सघां थो. They don't need the people who say I करे सघां थो. They need the people who can share something. And then second thing is be professional, proactive, flexible, punctual with deadlines. These things should be depictable. माने उनमें ज़ाहिर थिए तव्हां जेको लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट लिखो उनमां फील थिए त तव्हां प्रोफेशनल. ईअं न लिखणो त आई एम प्रोफेशनल, आई एम प्रोएक्टिव, आई एम फ्लेक्सिबल. बट तव्हांजा जेके बि तव्हांजा जेके राइटिंग्स हुजनि उनमां क्लियरिफाई थिए त दिस इज गाय इज प्रोफेशनल. हाउ you can show them that you are professional. You can show them by writing a means good kind of letter intent. You can also means show that you are means you are active in many, you are doing many activities like you are playing certain sports, games, organizing many activities. This means you are also flexible. These kind of things should be depictable from your letter of intent. And also, what is your qualification? Qualification doesn't mean that that is your qualification. Qualification means what you will help that university to achieve something. That is your qualification. Your qualification is what? You are very active. That is your qualification. And the ability to write manuscripts, technical documents, ये तव्हांजा उनमां शो थींदा त तव्हां लेडीज कामेंट्स ताईं छा कयो आहे या जे लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट जेको लिखो था इन मां ई ख़बर पइजी वेंदी त what is your ability to write certain manuscript or any technical document like resume or cover letter or letter of intent, personal statement, problem solving skills. And this is now one of the major tasks given by the Pakistan Engineering Council that it should be the part of your undergraduate degree, presentation skills, high level of English, that will be clear from your writing. So these things all should be included, but not word by word, but they should be clarified by, they should be means visible through your writing. And these are the certain tips when you are writing the letter of intent that you have to follow the program's specific guidelines because certain times the universities or the scholarship agency, they say that your letter of intent should be more than 300 words or 1000 words, 250 words. you have to be specific in that condition. And what should be the, it should be whether letter of intent, personal statement, what should be the means exactly that letter. And you have to tailor that letter to program you are applying. This means you see certain programs are there in which you have to showcase that this program requires the अहिड़ो इंजीनियर खपे जंहिंजी माना इंटरेस्ट हिन फील्ड में हुजे त तव्हांखे पंहिंजे लेटर जी अहिड़े तरीक़े सां राइटिंग करणी जीअं हुन सां वधि में मैचिंग थिए. And don't worry, don't be shy of asking for the help. छाकाणि हेल्प जेका आहे न उहा ई तव्हांजे लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट खे इम्प्रूव कंदी. तव्हां खणी केॾा बि एक्सपर्ट हुजो अंग्रेजी जा कहिड़ी फील्ड जा, पर तव्हां जेसिताईं ॿिए खां हेल्प न वठंदो, दिस मीन्स योर टीम बिल्डिंग स्किल्स आर टीम मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स आर टीम वर्क जेका एबिलिटी आहे तव्हांजी उहा न आहे. ऐं ॿियो त तव्हां खां हेल्प वठणु ज़रूरी आहे. ठीकु आहे, इहो बि हिकिड़े क़िस्म जो आर्ट आहे. ज़रूरी न आहे तव्हांखे सभु शइ अचे थी, इहो इम्पॉसिबल आहे. सो यू हैव टू आस्क फॉर द हेल्प टू improve your letter of improve your letter of intent. Many of the students keep asking me, emailing me about their letter of intents, and I sometimes when I'm available, I try to help them. And you should be concise about your letter of intent. It should be specific. And there should not be the many things unrelated. Like in my village, there are many trees. In my village, there are माना घणा लिखंदा आहिनि न, पोइ मुंहिंजे ॻोठ में शाख वहे थी, हुते नंढे हूंदे आउं हीअं कंदोसि फलाणो कंदोसि. माना हुन एडिशनल शयुनि जी कहिड़ी ज़रूरत आहे. बी स्पेसिफिक अकॉर्डिंग टू दी प्रोग्राम स्पेसिफिक गाइडलाइन. ऐं 300 वर्ड्स में तव्हां जेकॾहिं इहे स्टोरीज़ लिखंदव त तव्हांजो जेको स्पेस पूरो थी वेंदो. ऐं फाइनली प्रूफ रीड इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. प्रूफ रीड तव्हांखे कंहिंखां कराइणो आहे, तव्हांजे जूनियर्स खां कराइणो आहे. बिकॉज दी सीनियर्स आर टीचर्स, दे आर नॉट गुड फॉर दी proofreads. They can help you in the writing or finishing up your letter of intent. But proofread लाइ तव्हांखे नाए ॾहें दर्जे जा जेके शागिर्द आहिनि या तव्हांजा नंढा भाउ भेण आहिनि, उहे तव्हांजी वधीक हेल्प करे सघंदा. छाकाणि उहे हिकिड़ो लफ़्ज़ हिकिड़ो अखर पढ़ंदा. ऐं जेके यूनिवर्सिटी जा प्रोफेसर आहिनि, टीचर्स आहिनि, उहे सॼो पैराग्राफ या हिकिड़ो सेंटेंस पढ़ंदा. ऐं हिन सेंटेंस पढ़ंदे तव्हां प्रूफरीड जेको ऐं काफ़ी सारा सॉफ्टवेयर बि सुठा आहिनि. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड में तमामु सुठी स्पेलिंग चेक थींदी आहे, पर इट शुड नॉट बी रिलायबल. Reliable in the 9th 10th class students, they can be better proofreaders.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.
ही त सभु थी वियो डूस, त तव्हांखे छा करिणो आहे. ऐं कुझु शयूं आहिनि डू नॉट्स, उहे तव्हांखे ॿुधाईंदुसि. हुन खां अॻु में हिकिड़ो तव्हांखे का बैकग्राउंड ॻाल्हि ॿुधाए ॾियां. त सॼी दुनिया में जेका आहे न इसराइल डोमिनेंट आहे टेक्नोलॉजी में, या जेका चिल्ड्रन ग्रोथ आहे हुननि जी ऐं ॿारनि जी जेका तालीम आहे उनजे करे जो इसराइली जेके फैमिलीज़ आहिनि या इसराइली पेरेंट्स आहिनि, उहे पंहिंजे ॿारनि खे कॾहिं बि डू नॉट जो न चवंदा आहिनि. हू हुनखे अल्टरनेट ॾींदा आहिनि. मिसाल का शइ ॿार मिठी खाए पियो त हुनखे चवंदा मिठी न खा, फलाणी शइ खा. हुनजो अल्टरनेट हुजणु खपे. सो सिमिलरली जेसिताईं हू सभु तव्हांखे डू जा टास्क न डू नॉट्स में आहे, त डोंट लिस्ट मनी एज योर मेन मोटिवेशन. तव्हां चओ सर आउं वॾो बिज़नेसमैन थियणु चाहियां थो, वापारी थियणु चाहियां थो, या वॾो पैसे वारो थियणु चाहियां थो, इट शुड नॉट बी मीन्स written in your letter of intent.
Excuse me,
and
sir.
don't look for pity or put yourself down. Sorry.
सर हमारे
yes
सर वर्कशॉप में उर्दू स्पीकिंग स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि काइंडली आप उर्दू में बात करें इंस्टेड ऑफ सिंधी.
okay
सॉरी फॉर इनकन्वीनियंस.
okay so no problem, it's okay. I can understand. I thought that many people from the Kharpur, so it's okay.
Sir, some of the boys
so
are
second do not is they don't look for okay no problem.
Thank you so much, sir.
So don't look for pity or put yourself डोंट लुक फॉर पिटी और पुट योरसेल्फ डाउन. मीन्स काफी स्टूडेंट्स जो है ना वो करते हैं कि मैं बहुत गरीब हूँ, मैं बहुत पीछे हूँ, हमारे गांव में बिजली नहीं है, हम ये हैं वो है. मैंने अपने कमी जो है ना वो नहीं दिखानी, अपने आप को मीन्स रहम के काबिल जो है ना वो नहीं दिखाना, नहीं बताना, अपने आप को नीचा नहीं दिखाना, अपने आप को प्राउड के लिए अप्लाई करना. और ऐसा नहीं है कि आप वो स्कॉलरशिप देख के आपके ऊपर एहसान कर रहे हैं, वो अपने आप के ऊपर एहसान कर रहे हैं. क्योंकि उनको अगर अच्छा स्टूडेंट मिल गया, अच्छा competitor मिल गया, then they can means not only help their university to achieve more funds, get more funds. So don't look for the pity for yourself, and don't leave spelling and grammatical mistakes. This is very very important. You have to check for many times. I have seen this most of the time. A student even send when they are sending SMS, they are sending means making many mistakes. Don't do this. You should have the habit to means at least मैं ऐसा करता हूँ जब भी किसी को ईमेल करनी होती है तो ईमेल में टाइप करता हूँ माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड में या उसमें अपने मेल प्रोसेसिंग मेल एप्लीकेशन में, लेकिन उसको थोड़ी देर होल्ड करता हूँ, ड्राफ्ट में सेव करता हूँ. ड्राफ्ट में सेव करता हूँ ताकि मीन्स एक दफा मैं खुद पढ़ लूँ ताकि मुझे पता चले कि उसमें कोई मिस्टेक तो नहीं है। काफी मिस्टेक्स होती हैं, आप एसएमएस अपने पढ़ के देखें जो पास्ट में आपने भेजे हैं या व्हाट्सएप में जो चैट किए, तो उसमें काफी मिस्टेक्स रह जाती हैं, वो वेरी बैड इंप्रेशन। एंड उनमें बैड इंप्रेशन ये है कि उनको पता लगेगा कि जो जिस बंदे ने ये लिखा है लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट, ही इज नॉट दैट एक्टिव और ही हैज नॉट रिटन हिमसेल्फ, ठीक है, किसी दूसरे से लिखवाया है और ये इतना में से ध्यान देने वाला नहीं है, इतना ख्याल रखने वाला नहीं है। सो यू शुड बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट दैट and don't use certain qualitative words like this field is interesting, this is a challenging job, your university is invaluable, without providing an explanation. Don't write just that my sub interest is in civil engineering. Don't write this. You have to means show that interest. You should not write that, but you have to show this. वो शो कैसे करेंगे आप कि अपना पैशन दिखाएंगे कि पास्ट में आपने क्या किया है उसके अंदर, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट। उसके बाद है डोंट कंप्लेन और मेक एक्सक्यूजेस। जिस तरह हमारे पास होता है क्लास में बच्चा थोड़ी देर देर हो जाती है तो कहता है सर मोटरसाइकिल पंचर हो गई, ये हो गया, वो हो गया। डोंट कंप्लेन लाइक दिस। योर लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट शुड बी फ्री फ्रॉम एनी कंप्लेंट्स फ्रॉम योर। तो नवाबशाह में ज्यादा गर्मी है, पंजाब में सर वो गांव में लाइट नहीं थी, या ये मेक एक्सक्यूज, ये डेडलाइन गुजर जाए तो एक दिन मुझे पता नहीं चला। ऑल ऑफ द योर प्रॉब्लम्स, जिस तरह सेवन हैबिट्स ऑफ हाईली इफेक्टिव पीपल में बताते हैं कि ऑल ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम्स रिलेटेड विद यू, nobody else is responsible, you are responsible, so you should be clear about that। आपको किसी को सर में दर्द है तो कहेगा कि भाई इसने ज्यादा बोला या जोर से बोला तो सर में दर्द हो गया, नो, यू आर रेस्पॉन्सिबल, यू शुड लीव दैट प्लेस। आपने वो जगह छोड़ देनी थी जहाँ पे आपको सर दर्द हुआ। एंड डोंट जस्ट लिस्ट योर अचीवमेंट दैट 2015 में मैंने ये किया, 2016 में ये किया। आप उसको बताएं कि आपने कैसे किया, क्यों किया, उससे आपने अचीव क्या किया। आपने जो अचीवमेंट दिखा दी ना कि मुझे स्कॉलरशिप मिली, क्यों मिली, आपने अगर मिल गई तो उसमें अचीव क्या किया। दिस थिंग्स शुड बी क्लियर्ड इन योर लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट। और आपने ऐसे जो कॉमन जो दूसरे सेंटेंसेस होते हैं, आंसर होते हैं, जैसे आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू बी इंजीनियर, माय फादर वांटेड मी टू बी इन पीआईए, माय फादर वांटेड टू बी समथिंग लाइक दैट, मेरे मामू ने कहा कि इंजीनियर बन जाओ। डोंट राइट दिस। you all things should be related to you, and your one inspiration or one motivation can be anybody or any person or thing, but thing is that you should not be writing that always wanted, आई दिस इज माई हैबिट, या ऐसे कॉमन जो सेंटेंसेस होते हैं वो उसको। उसके बाद है डोंट सिंपली रिपीट द कंटेंट अगेन। काफी लड़के ऐसे होते हैं कि मिसाल उसने कहा कि मैंने मैट्रिक में फर्स्ट पोजीशन ली तो इंटर में फर्स्ट पोजीशन ली, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ में दोबारा लिखते हैं बिकॉज आई गॉट पोजीशन इन इंटरमीडिएट, because I got position. Don't write it again, because the person who will read your letter of intent, he is certain, it means very much expert, because he will be receiving thousands of letter of intents. So he knows that how that the letter of intent should be exactly. So don't repeat anything, and don't remind the university that they are a better university. They already know that. Most of the time student क्या करते हैं, लिखते हैं सर आपकी यूनिवर्सिटी बहुत जबरदस्त है, दुनिया की सबसे अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी है। तो उनको ऑलरेडी पता है यूनिवर्सिटी को कि उनकी यूनिवर्सिटी दुनिया में फर्स्ट है या सेकंड है। यू शुड नॉट राइट दिस अगेन। या अगर यूनिवर्सिटी आप इंस्पायर नहीं होंगे, आप वहाँ के प्रोफेसर से इंस्पायर होंगे, सब्जेक्ट से इंस्पायर होंगे, या उनके प्रोग्राम से इंस्पायर होंगे। उसके बाद ये थोड़ा सा फॉर्मेट है कि किस तरह, जिस तरह आप लेटर लिखते हैं, लेटर लिखते हैं इसी तरह ही इसका फॉर्मेट होता है। जिस तरह ये मैंने एक सैंपल बनाया है एक बाकायदा लेटर के, आप मेरा माउस का एरो देख रहे हैं मलार?
Yes, sir.
मलार, ओके।
सर
So you can see on the left side, I have just written a template, and here I have written my own details that your name should be there, complete address should be there, and the date should be there. The person whom you are writing this letter of intent should be there, and then you should start the letter by the salutation like this. Like I have written my name, my university, my email address, phone number, date, and the person whom I'm writing this letter. It should be like this. If you will type in your Microsoft Word, you can see over here. It will be like that. And this is one of the letter of intent which I helped one guy to write up this. So you can see on the left side, you see when students write this, most of the time, I have lost my arrow pointer. Okay, so this is one of the sample. I just want to tell you that your letter of intent should not be more than 4 5 paragraphs. It should be cleared, and it should be, there should be certain flow. Flow in your letter of intent, you will get certain flow when you will read more books. Reading books is very important when you are going to write something. If you cannot write something before reading anything, so this is secondary task of writing. So you have to read more books, not only related to your subject field, but also means literature or any other field. You should read more books. And in the end, I want to tell you that show your interest or passion to university or scholarship. This is you have to prove that why you have got interest, why you have got passion. This thing you have to prove in your letter of intent. Target should be like this. So thank you very much. I finished my presentation. House is open